After the ball is over, after the skein is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 611. Today is not Tuesday, November 5th. It is Thursday, November 7th, 2024. As we are recording, I am Arlisha, also known as Lady Fernico.
And my name is Talia, I'm also known as Princess Queen Gypsy.
We want to welcome all new and returning viewers to the Fun in the Woman Cave. If you're new, we're glad to have you with us. If you're returning, we're always glad to have you back. If you are new or returning, we and you would like to become more involved, you can press the little subscribe button at the bottom of this video. It's red or gray or whatever it is at the bottom of the video, and you tap the little bell so you can get notifications
sort of color
as often as you like. Also, the link to the homepage is there, which is where all the alongs and chatter and things take place. And we have some chatter here in the YouTube, but most of our all of our projects are over in the PHN home group. It's a nice place, so we have that.
You should go.
You should go. Yes, and all you have to do is follow the link and say you want to come in, and we will determine that you're not a bot, and we'll let you in.
Yeah.
So, you know.
And if you behave body, someone will warn us, then you will be
removed. But we haven't had any problem with that.
Prejudice.
So, yes, with extreme prejudice. Let's see here. We have several alongs going. I think we have 3 alongs going right now. Oh, yeah, I already said about the shadows. I just kind of got.
We have toy.
We have toy. And finishing all the things, and the year-long one.
That's right.
Okay, so I guess we should go into tea. I'm a little discombobulated because I have a little bit of a headache. I'm trying a new way of doing my tea in the morning, and this is my first cup of tea, so I haven't had any caffeine, and my head is hurting a little bit. So I'm.
And it's I think once your body, because it's still fairly new, once your body gets used to it, because considering the fact that you've been having caffeine first thing in the morning for years, it's going to take time for your body to acclimate.
Yeah. And I do, and it's also getting ready to rain, I think, so.
Oh, yeah.
My body tends to be a little bit sensitive about that. But anyway, that's enough about that. I am having the little gray cells because I want caffeine. I will switch off to something.
You want the little caffeine.
Yeah, I will switch off to something else later on in the afternoon if I have time. But it's in my Adagio Fall Leaves mug that Davina gave me with a tea that fell out of favor with me, so I gave it to somebody. But the mug remains. I'm gonna have to switch out this lid.
I have other lids because
I have one up there that you gave me. But Daddy was like, "Well, you can still usable, but it's broken and it's hard to tell where the little."
And fine,
lid
you're
is.
not throwing it away necessarily. You can always keep it.
And do what? What's the point?
Well, the only reason I says keep it is if I don't know. I guess it wouldn't make much sense.
I don't know. We will see. It won't go in a journal. It'll be too heavy.
Yeah.
But maybe I'll find something to do with it.
Mm-hmm. Paperweight.
Maybe I'll just put it somewhere in case I break something.
Yeah, like if you really break one, you need a stopgap.
Yeah. And it works well. It's just I have to kind of be careful what I'm doing there.
Well, you want to make sure you don't cut yourself on. Oh, actually, it's rather smooth.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's been there for a while. I dropped it on the floor. I'm actually lucky it didn't shatter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Talia, what are you having?
Oh, yes, sorry. In my I'd rather be knitting mug, as you could tell where I might have spilled a little bit of tea when I was like walking or something, or maybe. Well, actually, I think what might have happened is not necessarily even a spill. Sometimes when I stir, I'll drip along the side. So I think that's probably what happened.
Can't take her anywhere.
Or maybe it's something dripped off of here. I don't know. So in here, this is.
It smells like smoke.
It shouldn't, because.
Or maybe it was yesterday's that smelled like smoke.
This is
I don't know if it was today or yesterday.
Irish Stout.
It must have been yesterday's because I smelled it. I was like, ugh.
Yeah, because I didn't do Irish Stout until the evening yesterday. So you would have had one of my
It smelled like Laps and Shushan or something. Maybe it was Russian Caravan or something.
No, I didn't have Russian Caravan. I want to say an English breakfast.
You may have done, but that wasn't what I smelled. It was very strongly. In fact, I even grimaced. You can see if you go back and look at the live stream.
Well, I make my tea very strong.
Yeah, no, but this was not because it was strong English breakfast. This was smoke. But I don't know what it was. Maybe something with smoke in it. I don't know. Okay, so that takes care of our tea, and
Yes.
the all the prizes have gone out for the what was it that I sent out prizes for? I sent out prizes for. I'm sorry, guys.
It was last month, so that would have been the dysautonomia.
The third quarter, anything goes. The dysautonomia, and the
all the things that are with the dysautonomia.
I didn't update my notes very well, so I don't remember what the other one was.
Cardiac dysautonomia, blah blah blah.
Oh, there were only
two last.
There were only two last time. So dysautonomia and the third quarter of the anything goes.
Yeah.
The thing that threw me off was I sent off the prize for the person who won it from the Patreon.
That's what it was.
So that's why I thought there were 3 prizes. But they all went out. And now we have our fourth quarter of the Anything Goes along. I'm trying to find it here. I'm just not prepared.
Well, you're still getting used to the once a month setup.
Yeah. Okay, the Anything Goes is a full year. So this has November, December to go. We have 2 more months on this. I can't believe we only have 2 more months. We have to figure out what our new one is going to be.
I know.
Because
I think we were talking about maybe if a bunch of people could write in the comments ideas, and then we can take the ideas and have the Patreons vote on the ideas that everyone has. That might be fun.
And then the decision may or may not reflect. Okay, just to be clear.
Well, I figure people give their suggestions, then we'll put in we'll add our own ideas to it, and then have people vote. And we also, I know someone suggested, I want to say it was Andrea suggested having the yearly ones on a cycle.
Yeah, somebody did. And we were doing that for a while, except when we did Tea and Tails, they wanted it immediately again.
Well, the thing is, Tea and Tails was, I don't think we had planned to do another year long.
Yeah, I'd suggested that we do another one. But we hadn't said anything about it. We just talked about it. And somebody said, "Want to do Tea and Tails again?" So okay, we'll do Tea and Tails, and then it went from there. We have a few things in our repertoire, but we're always open to new things, and we're willing to do a cycle as requested. But we like to have more than just the 4 quarters, so we can kind of not get so it stays fresh for the
year longs.
Tea and Tails will always be there. I think the movie time will probably be always there. Charity along, Christmas all year.
Yeah.
So we want to keep them, but
and those will be in the poll, because those are ones we already know everyone likes.
And Anything Goes was me being lazy. I couldn't think of anything else, so it was like, okay, Anything Goes, boom. And so we but maybe it'll be something like a gift along where you give to people, but I don't want to force people to do things they don't want to do in terms of gifting. I mean, gifting could be for charity as well, but then you have the charity along already for that. Yeah. We'll figure it out. But if you have ideas, okay?
Because the charity one is probably our most narrow one.
If you have any ideas for the full year make along, okay? Put it in the description, not the chat. Put it in the chat.
Put it in the comments.
Chat. Put it in the chat and the comments. And
a chit-chat bar?
Chit-chat bar. So if you guys put it there, and then we will kind of brainstorm on our own. And then for our November, probably for our November Patreon, we'll talk to the Patreons unless we don't get much. But hopefully we'll talk to them so I can have it set up by December.
Yeah. I'm just keeping an eye on my phone. I just let people know I'm keeping an eye on my phone because I have a computer cord coming in, because my current one for my laptop, it cracked and the inner wires are showing, and it's supposed dangerous. It's dangerous, and it's supposed to rain, and I don't trust Amazon not to either put it in the middle of our walk
Which it did. We have a walkway. Laura knows this. She visited us one time. We have a walkway coming up from the street. And I looked out. We had already got our mail, already got our deliveries. I looked out the door because something said it was delivered. Couldn't see it on the porch. And it was down the porch and like almost in the center of the walkway going into the street. That's the worst we've ever had, I think.
No, we had one almost by my car when my car used to be parked out.
I don't
by
know
the street.
that, but I know we had one by the air conditioners.
We've had that a couple times. But yeah, so
Who looks near the air conditioner? It's just
and the thing is, like, you have to have looked at the front door and been like, nah.
I can't be bothered to be going to the front door and like maybe putting it on the step there, or maybe even knocking on the door or ringing the bell. That's there is a little button there, and if you push it, it goes ding dong.
Actually, ours doesn't make a ding dong noise.
It does something. Whatever it does, it does.
It makes some sort of noise.
It chimes or something.
Ours is rather jarring, but
it was meant to be.
Yeah. So I fear kind of that, and I also fear like they might. Sometimes they'll just do like that, almost paper baggy wrapping, where it's just like if there's any rain, it's gonna get soaked.
Well, I've.
Or they're just going to do it in the clear.
Yeah, I purchased things like clothes and stuff, and okay, birthday gift or whatever, something. Even if it's not, I purchased something, and it comes the way you would see it wrapped in the store, like in a plastic.
Right.
You know, that very kind of thin, filmy kind of. I'm not sure how it went through the mail without getting ripped up.
Yeah.
And so, and I'm like, okay, really? I mean, anybody who maybe wants a shirt or a skirt or a pair of shoes or something.
I'll have forbid you're ordering something like, a slip or something into like
Victoria's Secret.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
so that's why I'm kind of keeping an eye on, because Amazon doesn't necessarily have the best record of putting things in an area where I can trust that the rain will not get to it.
Yeah. Okay, so anyway, just think about what you want to do for the full year along. Our quarter alongs are pretty much set.
Speaking of, that's where it's at right now. It's on our porch.
The quarter alongs are pretty much set, as you well know. But every once in a while we'll add something to it, like we did for the for this one that we're doing now about finishing all the things. That was added just a couple of years ago because someone said, "Hey, wouldn't that be a great idea before we hit Ready, Set, Go?" So we did that. Now, speaking of the alongs, we have the Anything Goes Make Along, which is our year one, and we are in the fourth quarter, and it will end December 31st, 2024, midnight, Eastern Standard Time. You may get a grace period if I don't close it off, or Ty doesn't close it off, because Rena's in a different time zone, so if she closes off, you might get a couple of hours. And I think our other moderator is East Coast time as well, but Don't wait till the last minute. We want you guys to get all opportunities to get prizes for what you've done. Because the stuff I've been in the thread a little more lately since we've gone to this format, and some of that stuff is beautiful. I saw somebody made a beautiful. I'm not sure if it was Sensitive or if it was I Know Who You Are, who made this beautiful cowl in this gorgeous kind of royal blue, or just a gorgeous color, and so. I commented on that. I want to know what that yarn was. Maybe I can dye some up. That is really pretty. But anyway, I'm getting off the point. This one ends at the end of the month. Okay, and make sure you get your stuff in before Eastern Standard Time, just in case. If it stays open longer and you find yourself doing a quick little project, or you finish up a project that you didn't think you would and it's still open, put it in by all means. Just don't wait. Okay, till that last minute, because we would hate for you to miss the deadline. And everything here we accept knit, crochet, loom knit, and paper crafts. Okay, weaving as well. Okay, yeah. So if you can make a case for it, all the stuff is in the descriptions in the alongs. And if you have questions, Talia or I or Rena or one of the other knowledgeable moderators and quasi moderators will answer for you. Okay,
most of our people who are active there have been there for a long
time, and they know us really well in terms of what we allow and stuff like that. So
Amazon did good.
Yes, they did. So I take it the mail isn't here yet.
Yes, it was. There was basically Great Courses trying to convince me to buy more DVDs for $25, and you had something for some sort of like religious order trying to convince you to spend money on memorial cards again, or Christmas cards. I'm not quite sure which.
Yes. Okay. All right. So we do have featured yarns and featured patterns. The featured yarns and patterns are the same. Anything that is Lady Vertical Creations, anything that's Franciscan Gypsy Designs, or Laura Concert. I keep forgetting her shop. It's Lollipop Girl Creations or Lollipop Girl Yarns. I forget which one. I don't know if she actually changed the name over. But yarns, patterns, or yarns, patterns. Yeah, yarns or patterns. That are those.
Because I think her other stuff with her mugs and stuff might be something different.
I don't know. I think it's the same thing. I don't know. Also, the multiple chances for a prize have to be for the finished object only, okay? And if you do a finished object that has a featured yarn and a featured pattern, then you get 3 chances at the prize for the finished object. And what do I have here?
What have we here?
Okay, that's autism awareness. I don't know why that's still there. I must have just kind of copied and pasted
Well, a lot of
something.
times the rules are...
Well, except for the featured yarns and featured patterns. For this one, anything goes. It's just the top 3.
Yeah.
Me, Taya, and Laura. Okay, Laura.
And I mean, for anyone for whom it will make a difference, it's in the group.
Yeah.
Please make sure, if you want me to see it on Instagram, to, besides doing the hashtag, do tag Penhook and Needles podcast, our Instagram on there, because if you tag us, it'll pop up as a notification for me, and I will see your Instagram projects as well. For those of you who kind of want to craft along with us without necessarily wanting to have to put in for prizes, you just want to be in the spirit of. If you kind of want to still show off your stuff, like I said, I am active on Instagram. Just tag.
And I will see you if you tag me.
But you have to actually tag her shop.
Yeah.
Because
What?
you don't see the tags for Penhook and Needles because...
No, but I'm saying, I was going to say for Penhook and Needles homepage, if you go there, tag me if you're in the threads, because a lot of times I don't see it. If you write me a private message and I don't get back to you, sometimes it might be that I don't get the notification, so go into a thread and tag me. Or you can email me, or go to my... I don't like to do it through Etsy, but if you can only reach me through Etsy, then you can do that too. Because otherwise my Etsy gets clogged. But so that's that.
And Instagram is 100% the best way to reach me.
And my Instagram, I mean, you can reach me there on my Lady Vertical Creations.
The one for everyone for PHN is the Penhook and Needles one. So just feel free to ask friendship. Actually, you don't even have to ask a friendship request because it's
open.
It's public. So.
And if you want to get to me on PHN, the PHN one, you need to tag me.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is you do on Instagram, because you can only have one.
Yeah, so you have to tag Lady Vertical Creations to get her attention.
Okay. Now the toy along has the same amount. I mean, the same featured yarns and patterns, with the addition of Chronically Crocheting, her toys, and Bakery Bears, KF Jones, her toys, and Laura. Well, Laura, we already said. There's somebody I'm missing.
Oh,
Mom Cook.
Yeah.
Mom Cook. Because somebody took the trouble to say in the thread last time.
Yeah, I remember last time someone mentioned.
Yeah, so that's in the thread as well. And basically this is stuff that they're toys. Okay, so it can be, if you can do a dollhouse. I remember making dollhouses in Girl Scouts many moons ago, and we used shoeboxes. That's paper. Okay, if you're using paper to do the majority of the thing, and it's a shoebox you're using, or you're doing some kind of paper dolls or something like that with the paper dresses and all that to give away or something, those count. Okay, if you can make a case for them.
They actually had those. I've seen pictures of them when I was reading about Regency pastimes. It was last year. some of the things that they showed were those paper dolls with the clothes that they've like those things have been around forever.
Oh, yeah, forever. I mean, those goes back way back, and you can see all the different clothing and stuff that they had.
It was kind of fun because they showed some of the different clothing, and it's like I recognized those kind of dolls. I think we had them from like American Girls or something.
You might have. I don't remember. But by the time you guys got there, we also had some of the more color form, where you could stick them on. So it didn't,
I don't remember those as much. I do remember the tabs. I remember cutting them out.
Yeah. I paper dolls. So if you do something like that, if you do origami, which maybe potentially could be a toy, then you, depending on the size, you might have to do the same thing you do with a project that is, 50 yards or less.
It would be more like those toys that people put up where they have them to look at, kind of like the. No one's going to play with the Mary Jane Tea Room ones. I guess somebody could. You kind of started waving the legs around.
Which is funny because if somebody gives me something, I'm like, I can't use this because...
yeah, but if I hand you one of my toys that have slightly floppy legs so they can sit, you're like making them kick their legs around.
Well, that's what they're there for.
But yeah,
you shouldn't make them so floppy.
Mary Jane Tea Room makes some very nice. They're knit toys. They're knit flat. They're a little bit more. They look a little bit more like they would be. They're countrified. They look kind of like the decorative. The one I'm making is meant for our front area because it's all blues and stuff. The colors I chose for the outfit. I need to make his sister as well.
But having said that, they are very much able to be played with.
Oh yeah, but the ones that are really, really meant for playing with are the ones from Knittables, which is the one I definitely wanted to bring up. The lady designed it for charity. First of all, she designed it for her mom to make for charity. Her mom was like had cancer or something.
Keep her mind off
it. And she would make charity things, and the daughter designed these Knittables toys for her. They're all made to be knit flat. They're nice and simple. Eyes meant to be, stitched, and all these different clothes that you can make for all the different toys.
And this is something I want to try. I don't want to necessarily try the other one because I think that's too fancy for me. But the ones for charity, they're a bigger size, and they're flat, and they're simple. And I think it's basically stockinette, isn't it?
It's been a little while since I've worked on hers.
Yeah, I might, and I think I have some of her patterns.
You do. I forget which ones you picked up. I'm pretty sure you picked up the teddy bear.
I think I did because I love teddy bears. So you might see that come up. I'm kind of, sort of wanting to do toys again.
I would also recommend fiddlesticks. Joanna Johnson was the other one.
Yeah, Joanna Johnson was the other one.
Because your platypus is sulking, even though he has no right to sulk, considering my bunny from Mary Jean's Tea Room is walking around with no arms.
Yeah,
and half his
my pony that was first.
Yeah. That
she keeps telling me she's making me these things to replace things I've lost, and
that thing is huge, and it's crochet. Oh yeah.
Because the pony was only about this big.
I might need to find a different pattern because I was doing the unicorn.
Yeah, I remember.
And that's a huge...
Why did you just use a DK or something?
I did. It's just a lot of crochet.
Okay.
And for someone like me who, first of all, I'm a very tight crocheter.
Yeah.
And then second of all, for me, crochet is not something I can do while doing something else. It's not easy for me to do in the dim.
Yeah.
Because I don't have the needle to kind of work along.
Well, you can't, you have to look.
Exactly. Whereas I can work knitting in a lot more of a dim room. So crochet hasn't been more convenient for a while.
No. Okay, so that's the toy along, and that's all we have a third one.
No. Okay,
yes, we do. We have the...
Everything Goes? Did you mention that one already? Everything Goes. The Finish All the Things.
Finish All the Things. Guys, I'm working... When I did my switch over, I must have been rushed because I've got last month's alongs on here. My projects are up to date.
I think you forgot I was change a quarter when you switched over.
Yeah. So I apologize for because the toy along is going on right now. But the cardiac is not. That's just the prize. What I don't have in here is the finishing all the things. And that is also going on. And that has to be projects that were started anytime before, before October 1st, right? October, November, December. Yeah, before October 1st. Anytime. It can be started September 30th at 11:58, okay? Or 59. If you had 2 stitches at that point, or 1 stitch, or a chain, at 11:59 on September 30th, then it would count. But that's really splitting hairs. But so it has to be started before October 1st. And this is when you finish all the things so you can free up needles for Ready, Set, Go in January. Or, alternatively, get them off the needles and the hooks, okay? So that one is going strong as well. And the same featured yarns, featured patterns as the Anything Goes Make Along. There's no additions to that one.
Yeah.
Okay, paper crafts, all that kind of stuff. Okay, I don't know if we have paper crafts that that can be... I guess you do have, you can do paper crafts that are...
Well, journals are kind of like always in the state of...
Yeah, journals are considered paper craft, but they're not toys.
Yeah.
The thing that I wonder about is how, if someone does interactive cards, or an interactive, like a...
Are we talking about the toys instead of the...
I'm sorry,
the finishing all things?
You guys are gonna have to really bear with me right now because I'm scattered all over the board. If you make like a cardstock book or a card that has like interactive, like remember on Despicable Me and the little book where he uses it? If you do something like that, is that considered a toy?
Well, I think if it's something like that where he was able to stick his fingers in and, that's interactive like that. Now, I would argue whether or not a card would be where you just have you pull a lever and, like, something pops up.
But a card that has, like, you open it up and they have a maze and then they do something.
Yeah, because that's something to play with.
That would be, and games, guys, games would be good for board games and things like that, or card games that you can make. That would be really cool for toy along or paper crafts.
Yeah.
Ooh, cool. I used to do
puzzles.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I guess
because I mean, some people do puzzle series, but puzzles are.
Well, I remember when I was a kid, because I was a military brat, so whenever we went a place, we would have things to do in the car. But so a friend of mine was going on vacation or something with her family, and I put together a book for her that had, and this was like in 5th grade even, so it was very juvenile, but I had made word searches and crosswords and things to color and that kind of stuff. I think color, I don't know how I did that because I don't draw, but anyway, something like that. And that would be considered, I think, a toy.
Well, yeah, because it's supposed to be, it's an entertainment kind of, they're games.
Yeah. Puzzles.
I said that.
You did say puzzles?
Yes, you did. Yes, I did.
I did, huh?
No, yes, I did. I did say puzzles.
She doesn't know who she is.
Okay. Pronoun confusion. Yeah, no, I did.
I didn't hear that.
It's before you went off on more on word searches and stuff.
Yeah, but you said puzzle. I was talking about like jigsaws.
That's what I was talking about.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like puzzles, like.
I wouldn't have called the others puzzles. I was talking about puzzles.
Well, I thought when you said puzzles, I thought about.
I was thinking jigsaw.
Puzzles.
I was thinking jigsaw puzzles.
Yeah, but see, because I was talking about a book. I thought you were talking about.
No, jigsaw puzzles.
Crossword puzzles.
No, I was talking about jigsaw puzzles.
Look, guys, lots of paper stuff. Okay, moving on. I guess we go into the projects, and I have 6, so I will do the first 2.
Yes.
Now, this one Taya has to help me on not because I can't do it, but because it's been so long since I did it. I actually pulled out one of my toys, and it's the twins. And for those of you who don't remember the twins, I have 2 the baby turtles that are in Mad Tosh yarn, I think it is.
I think you're right.
And they're flipped, so they're mirror twins. And I stopped. I don't know if I fell out of love with doing toys at the moment, or
you had the eyes.
Yeah. No, actually, I wasn't.
Oh.
I think I was getting close to it, and also my hands were starting to hurt. Mm-hmm. So it's been so long since I was doing it, and I was looking at it, I can't figure out where I'm at. Let me see. It's in the Mama C. Owl bag. This one.
They're in the...
Yes, they are. And people who've been with us for a while will recognize this. But so here's... It's September and October, the baby turtles. So this one is one of them. And the legs and stuff. I don't know if I lost the legs or the plug for one of these.
Are they in?
Well, I have them all down here. I found them all, and I went through the bag and everything. And here's all the green ones.
You think you lost the plug for this one? Well, you aren't finished with this one.
No, I'm not.
So here's
some of the stuff for that.
Yeah,
The plug is in here. The legs.
Well, I thought this was that flat one was that you just showed a second ago.
No, there's that one, and then this is all of it for the green.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, okay, that's the whole thing.
The whole thing for the green.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, this is what I need to take a look at. See this? You can tell that they're opposites. I forget how I had planned on it. I have to take a look at the biddy again to see how it's done. But the arms and legs and everything will be this color for this, and this color for this one. So they're just they pulled different colors from this Madeline Tosh on the top. Can you see that? All right?
Yeah, they can definitely see it.
Isn't that? I love the saturation of these colors.
Mom, I think what actually happens is you had to switch the legs and stuff had to be green for this one because the bottom of the shell is different.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
You look at a normal turtle,
Right.
it's a different.
I couldn't remember.
Because that's how the shell stays on.
There's a biddy up here somewhere.
I mean, that is how Biddy's set up too.
Yeah, I'm
wherever
sure it is.
Biddy
But
went.
where did Biddy go?
Is this your first Biddy? No, that's
No,
Tara.
I've done several biddies.
This is Tara.
That's Tara. I think I made that one, didn't I? Because that's Heidi's yarn.
Yeah, this one's.
I think that's mine. Because yours is over here.
That's right. Because
Actually, I think that one.
I think you're right.
Yeah, that's a Tara.
I think you're right that this is yours.
Yeah.
Because this one looks a little big from one of mine that I made.
I don't know where all my biddies went.
Might be hidden somewhere underneath.
Mm.
All this stuff. Here.
Okay, yeah. So now you see. Okay.
It's very obvious now.
So you can see this one will have the green legs and head. Okay. This one will have the gold legs and head. But I need Taya to help me when we're done, maybe here or tomorrow or something, to help me figure out exactly where I'm at so I can finish the shell and move on. I enjoy making her toys. I just haven't felt like making toys in a while.
Mm-hmm.
I have these two. I've got a Tara. I've got a platypus. I've got a pom puppy. Not to mention the Pusheen. I've got all these toys that are on my
I know you were talking about perhaps pulling out Pusheen.
Yeah, I might do that. Because I wasn't really wanting to make it in the first place. So that's the first one I'm going to show you. And I can't really do anything on it at the moment.
Switching. It's rather tighter than I thought it would be.
Is it?
Well, it's not tight, but it's like more fitted than I thought it would be.
This hat, when I was doing Adagio, they had, I don't know if it was a Sherlock Holmes tee. I think it was, or a mystery tee, I forget. Mystery themed. And I used that hat and some of the other stuff, and that one won me a prize for the Adagio.
It's the wrong color. It should be brown.
Yeah, but it works.
Like a brownie tanny color.
Okay, my other one that I was working on here
And this is the one from when I went to the Newsies on Broadway.
Everything is falling down. It all falls down. Okay, in my you saw my Mama C. Owl's bag. In my Knitting's My bag. Knitter's Magic local yarn store bag. It's not, she doesn't make the bag. She has someone who makes it for her.
She doesn't have a tag on them.
She doesn't have a tag, which is really
That's why we've been calling them Knitter's Magic, because the creator of
this is a very, very...
Her bags are always well made.
Her bags... we've got several of her bags in different styles, and they're all really well made.
Yeah, I think all mine are holding sweaters, which is why none of them are here.
The only reason I don't care for these is because they don't close all the way.
Right.
They have a snap closure, which is nice if you want to keep it closed while you're knitting.
Mm-hmm.
But I prefer to have everything secure.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that...
Safe and secure?
Safe and secure. This is a very, very nice bag. Mm-hmm. It's a huge bag.
And for people who like to know references, Safe and Secure is a reference to Night and Day. It's a Tom Cruise and
Cameron Diaz
movie. Great movie.
Cutest movie you ever want to see. Except that she says God's name in vain the first, Once.
Mm-hmm.
My husband edited it out.
Yeah, because it was completely out of the blue.
Completely, yeah. It was
no swearing in the rest of the movie.
There was no need for it. Absolutely no need for it. It's the cutest movie ever. So this is Talia's cherry bomb shawl from the scrap shawl pattern by Anastasia Sattel. Those of you who've been with us for even a few sessions have known that I have done multiple of these for multiple people.
I have one over here that she finished for me. I'm just too warm to put one on right now.
You have 2 of them from me or 1?
I have 2 of them.
She has 2 and I've got 2 on the hook for her.
Yes, because when I get my terrible chills, and I get chilled to the bone with my temperature regulation issues, not even the 2 shawls are enough. I am taking basically any knitwear that I have within reach and piling it on. My until one of my blankets are finished for being at the desk on my lap blankets. Right now I'm using my poncho as a lap blanket, which doesn't really work very well because it has a hole in the middle.
Yeah. I don't think that I've made double digits of this yet, but I've got 2 of my own. Mm-hmm. You've got 2 plus 2 more coming. That's 4. Crystal's got 1. That's 5.
You made one for Laura.
Laura's got 1. That's 6.
Didn't you make... No, you made something else for Lisa.
Yeah. So I'm heading toward double digits, but not quite there yet.
You'll get there.
Yeah, I'm bound to make more because I want to have... I think the one I have is blue. I have a black and white one, and I have a blue one. The autumn one I gave to Talia, I may make another one of that color because every once in a while I like that color.
Yeah, I know sometimes you borrowed mine.
Because I don't have a whole lot in that orange color, but I do.
You have one outfit that's very nice, and this works very nicely with it.
And now I have 2 outfits, so.
Exactly. So many colors in the rainbow.
Yes.
So many colors in the rainbow.
Okay, we're back to Talia singing. So yeah.
And that is actually I think it is called. Is it?
I don't know what it's called, but it's Charles what's his name? It's Harry Chapman.
Harry Chapman. It might be so many colors in the rainbow.
I don't know. Sa da 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 da. I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah.
Roses are red.
It might be roses are red and green leaves are green. There's no it's in seeing colors any other way than the way they've always have been seen.
Roses aren't just red; they're white and blue and green and.
So it has to be somewhere
that
children can say. There's so many.
Always makes me mad. As a teacher, it makes me mad.
Roses are red. Harry Chapin. Flowers are red. Excuse me, not roses are red.
Yeah.
And it is actually called Flowers Are Red. It's a folk song written and sung by Harry Chapin and recorded for his 1978 album Living Room Suite.
He was a great storyteller with his music, Harry Chapin.
I didn't realize he had that big old Superman cleft.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. It came up for...
Oh, yeah.
It was more... yeah, here it is.
Yeah, wow.
He had a huge Superman cleft. Because on all the albums I've seen, he's had his chin tilted up, so you can't quite see it. But he has... You probably can't see it because I'm too far back. He has a huge Superman cleft in his chin, or had a huge Superman cleft in his chin.
I think he died in a car accident.
He did, because Davina, for a while, was obsessed with him, and all she would just mention all the time that he died in a car accident, he was rear-ended or something, because she brought it up all the time.
So she picks things like that, and because of her disability, she gets scared.
Well, part of it was that, and then part of it was just she was so obsessed with him at that point, like, she just talked about it a lot. Is that all for that project?
Yeah, let me just show it one more time. I got a little bit done on it, so it is growing. When I do it, it grows.
Well, I mean, that kind of makes sense.
Imagine that. Let me clip it.
That's generally what happens when you work on a project.
Let me clip it so I can show you how much.
Even if it doesn't always feel like that's the case.
Well, honestly, I have time to do stuff, and now I have to. When I don't know if people are other people have had this kind of experience, but when I first get a lot of time, not a lot of time, but I get free time was either wasted or whatever, or because I was too stretched out for whatever reason, and I get free time because I jettison things. Then I find like I don't get anything done because I'm just like, I have all this time.
Well, it's like you have to get used to the fact that you have the time to put others. You have to realize, okay, this isn't just free time for emptiness. I freed up this time for X.
But sometimes too is also to get some rest.
Yeah,
But you can see, and also I found that when it's evening time, which is when I usually find I want to crochet or whatever, I'm tired.
Right.
And so I'm trying to figure out why I'm tired in the afternoon so much in the evening.
Well, we need to make sure that you actually remember to pull out your crafting when we're sitting for tea, which is why we do have Tuesday, where that's a set. You cannot use it for anything else but crafting.
Yeah.
Whether it's your journaling, whether it has to be used for crafting. Okay, switchy switch. Oopsie is the bunny. I like the way this one fits better.
This one's loose.
I don't remember when I picked up that one.
I think we have too many hats.
Are you sure? We should have 6. 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Let's see, I'm wearing one
I
here.
guess we're okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's your turn.
Oh yes, that's right. Sorry, I got distracted. Okay, so my first one to show is where did I put you? Okay, I know you're here somewhere. Where is my sock? It's a small bag. It's not. Oh, there it is. It was hidden by another bag.
I was gonna say maybe the other bag ate it.
I didn't think it was quite that smushable for the other bag just to like sit on it and make it
Sit on it, Potsy.
So I won this bag.
Yeah, from Spicy Homemaker.
Yeah, you're right. I did.
Spicy Mama.
And this is my flower one. It's kind of fun. It's got flipped. And in here is this is my. These are, well, right now I have one. So this is the first of the 2 socks for Dad's Christmas socks. I knit these every year. Somehow it became a
That's what you wanted.
a tradition. It didn't, like, at first it was just going to be the one time, and then I made a second time. I think after I made the third one, Dad kind of mentioned that he mentioned that he wears them at work. So I think he now starts looking forward to his Christmas socks. I have been on the last inch of this foot for the last eon, which is why I'm not working on this.
Never ends.
Because I didn't want to have to worry about starting the toe while I was podcasting, because I'm very close.
Very close.
Oh, I think I'm on the wrong side. There we go. This is a great tool. I think you got it for me for Christmas. And thank you. I think it was Andrea who told me how to use it for measuring the foot better, which is great because it is hard to get a good measurement on a sock foot, especially. I think anyway. Yeah, you see, I've been having to knit one more row for like the past few rows. And then eventually I'll get to the point where then I'll need to tear back a few rows because that's just the way that works. So yes, that's the first one so far. I'm using Black Hole, which is one of Mom's colorways, and using a sport weight.
I like the gradations in it.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not sure how well that's going to show up on screen because slight gradations in black don't always show up very well.
It's got like kind of a lavendery kind of gradation in there. Very, very subtle. Very subtle.
Oh yeah, very
The black is very saturated, but it broke nicely.
Yes, it did. So that's where that is with that. I mean, once I get to the foot of his sock, a lot of times it goes fairly quickly. The biggest thing with this is the fact that it's black. So it makes it so I have to have good lighting for it. Even with it being on a needle versus me crocheting it, a certain part of your brain is just like, it's black in the dark.
I don't like working with black yarn. It's hard for me to see. The only project I think I made that was fully black was Shadow for Grandma. Shadow was my parents' first cat. My sister found it behind the pool on Hanscom Air Force Base. And it was abandoned, or some cat just had kittens and left it. And so Shadow was part of the family for many, many years, and shared the bathroom with my husband when he would visit. They were always here, Dad, my husband didn't like him, and so Shadow, of course, followed him around.
Well, Dad attracts cats because of that, right?
Yeah, because cats are just ornery. But so I made my mom a Shadow because they had to put Shadow down a few years back. So
it was more than a few years back now.
Yeah, but by the time I made it, it was not too.
Because I don't remember Shadow ever.
Yeah, but we were never really, we were overseas so long. I'm not sure exactly when it was. I mean, it was probably several years by the time I made Shadow. But I didn't have the capacity to make the toy before that, and I didn't have the pattern.
Right, because you didn't start making toys until I started.
No, I was making toys before. Well, no, you were crocheting, but not making patterns yet.
You didn't start making toys until I started making patterns.
That's not true. I started out with Stacy Trock.
Well, I started first, huh?
No. No. I was making toys early on with Stacy Trock.
We found patterns together.
Yeah, Stacy Trock.
Yeah, but my point is that you were saying before I started working patterns.
No, I said before you started designing patterns.
Oh, I didn't. I definitely wasn't saying it when I was designing. I was saying that when I was already working patterns, not designing them.
I don't know when you were making I don't pay attention when you were making
No, because I started, that's how I learned to crochet. Like, I did a little bit with the, what's them called, the granny squares, but I really didn't do anything with that. And when I tried to make you a normal blanket, it just didn't work very well. For one thing, also I stored it in the basement and then it molded. So the first thing that I really had success with is I got an amigurumi for dummies book, and that's how I taught myself to crochet.
Yeah. Well, I know that patterns do not come easy for me. So Anastasia Zattel and Stacy Trock.
Just so you know, you have a tissue box behind your back. I'm not sure if it's on purpose or not.
No, I know it's there.
I wasn't sure if you were using it as like a pillow.
Anastasia Zattel and Stacy Trock were instrumental in helping me to learn to read patterns. Not because they necessarily reached out to me or anything, but because
it's a way of writing.
Yeah, it's a way of writing, and also the fact that I wanted to make the things. Other than that, I just kind of. My mother-in-law taught me how to do the 3 basic stitches. My mother-in-law and my sister-in-law, when I was engaged to my husband, or just married, I forget which, taught me how to make, those very basic stitches, mostly double crochet. And so patterns didn't come till much later.
Now, if I was to say what my truly first pattern was, it was that ugly vest that I made in high schoolish, maybe even a bit earlier than that. But then I had a huge point where I didn't make anything else. But I don't really count that as more than a dabbling. Although I did do it just that was a completely me teaching myself off the pattern. But anyway, I think that...
Do I have another one to do? Or?
You do, because did you show this already? Because I showed my sock. Did we just go kind of like crazy off of the sock?
I think so. I don't think I showed this one yet.
Okay.
Let me just...
Yeah, I think you've only shown 2 so far.
All right, this one...
Oh, I keep this on until you change.
This is Talia's squash blossom shawl. Okay, I'm doing this scrap shawl. It's another scrap shawl. As I told you, this is one of my go-tos. And this is in... It's going to be in Yowza squash blossom, hence the name. And my, what was the colorway I was going to use for that? It wasn't daffodil.
Oh,
I can't remember the name.
I don't think I know the name of that one.
I can't think of it.
Because that was a last minute choice.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it. I have it up there on my, I'm going to take it out of my shop and use it because yellow is kind of an iffy color, and sometimes people want to buy it and sometimes they don't. And since it hasn't been moving, I'm just going to take it out and use it and put it as personal use. So that'll be that color and this.
Which will be really nice.
I think it's daffodil.
It might be daffodil. I honestly can't remember.
So this is what it looks like right now. This is only Miss Babs at this point. And we wanted to have a little bit more of a solid color. Originally we had Memento Mori in here, which had black and different kinds of yellows and oranges. And I hadn't used it yet, but we just she wanted something a little more subtle.
Yeah,
So-
because I have some that are already kind of wild, and I wanted something that would just look nice, kind of to make a statement, like with a completely black outfit or something. Or if I chose to wear it completely yellow. But a lot of times I tend to wear yellow with an all black outfit.
I've done that on occasions.
Just because I really like the look of that.
I'll do that, or I'll wear silver or gray. The dramatic, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, let me put this one. I think I have one more to do before I...
We need to switch hats.
Let me just clip this here. Because I know that it's not like knitting where if you lose this stitch, I can easily fix it, but I don't feel like having to fix it. Because extra work on my hands. All right, so I'm going to put this in here. Yeah, that'll work. I've got another bag in here, my Cardinals bag, to keep it from getting tangled up in the yarn that's at the bottom.
That makes sense to me.
So it's not cooperating very well. The Cardinals bag is one that Lois had before she quit. She had it must have been one of the last collaboration type things. Well, not collaborations, but she had a yarn with a bag.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was Lois who had it or the yarn dyer who had it, and we bought the...
Yeah, it was a nice, the red yarn was nice too. You ended up giving it to me.
So this is the bag. And Ty and I one was this one and Ty's got the chickadee. Because it was like, which one do we want? I can never decide. We did the same thing with Denise's bags.
But
T1.
I think you let me make the choice for that one, the chickadee versus cardinal one, whereas you made the choice for the T one, because I ended up with the ugly
Green
green,
one.
and you have the
Brown.
chocolate brown.
Yeah. Which could always change.
We're not going to change. We say we change hats.
It's all about the hats.
Oh, wow, this one is loose. I'm going to tighten this in the back.
I like the way this one feels.
Oh, yeah, I don't know where I got that one.
Okay, my next one is...
Actually, I'm not sure where I got either of these two. This might be one of the many ones Dad has, and I was like, it's red, I'm stealing it.
Yeah.
Because it's not like he was going to miss it.
Well, you probably said you could have it.
He might have, I'm not sure. It's one of the ones that probably one of the ones that hang out by the door.
Okay. In my 10-year anniversary bag is the baby blue. It's a little boy blue baby blanket. And this one is this isn't even a Cerebel. I had to give the Cerebel a little bit of a rest because I had that major project that I did for a friend for her chemo treatment. And I just like, okay, I need to just clean the palette a little bit. I'll come back to it in the next few times, so I'm not worried about it. But here, the yarn works beautifully in a plain pattern. This is just a double crochet. I had thought about doing a double and a single, but didn't show up as any different. So I just said, okay.
That's one of those patterns you just let the yarn do the work.
Yeah. Now I may do kind of what I did with that shawl, and when I'm finished with it, I may edge it with single crochet. Just to kind of finish it a little bit because it is just a double crochet, just to give it a little bit of something, yeah. But this is ice yarn, and it's the fuzzy ice yarn, which means it does tend to stick to itself. So I'm gonna.
It's a friendly yarn.
Yeah, but it's really pretty. I love the ice yarns. Work up really nicely for the colors, at least the ones I've had. I've done.
It doesn't want to give you up. It doesn't want to let you go.
Yeah. This is a reference. We have been rickrolled.
Yes.
This is a very nice yarn. It does stick, and it does. I think I did. This is the first blue one. I did pink one or a red one or something
You
upstairs.
do have a pink
and
one.
a green one.
Yeah.
And so it's just, I like working with it. I just prefer not to do the fuzzy one because I get annoyed when I can't just tink back and fix something, because it's not hard for me to fix things in crochet.
And this is a Turkish yarn?
Yes, I think it is.
Well, I know it is because she's ordered it from Turkey before, and it usually comes directly from there, which is why when there's been an error on their end, she and I have had to work out some sort of compromise or something. Usually it just ends up that I think I returned once. The other time I think I just said, well, she likes that color anyway.
Probably this blue one, because I think I have the most of this blue one.
Yeah, that probably was the one.
And it's not hard to work with, except every once in a while it does get tangled up if you're... I don't mean like tangled in knots. I mean that it's hard to fix a stitch or something because it sticks. You know.
A lot of times it takes patient pulling apart. You can't just yank it. But is that it for that one?
That's it for this one.
Okie dokie. Oh.
No, when I switch.
We change every time you do a project because you have 6.
Yeah, but I changed it when I started this project. I put it on and I started the project.
Okay, I see. No, you're right. Sorry. I confused. You're right. So, in my next bag is... Where to bet on this? This is in my Silver Shed USA knitting sayings bag. Someone gave this to me. Oh, it's not. I'm sorry. Mama C made this. I don't know why I call it Silver Shed USA. Probably because I actually have a Silver Shed USA in a very similar fabric. Not the same one.
Christina spoils us.
Or maybe the one that I have from Silver Shed USA doesn't have the red zipper. It's something where the fabric is similar, but it's not the same. I think this one has more of a red focus. But anyway, that's why I got confused. This is Mama C. Thank you. And this is my courthouse steps blanket. This is just simple garter stitch. Add scrap yarns as I feel like, although I probably should weave in some ends, because otherwise it will remain unwoven in forever like my miter square did. But yeah, this is a great fall winter project. It's not quite long enough to cover me in the way I'd like yet when I'm knitting it, but it's getting there. I finished a log on that, which is why I'm not working on that, because I have to pick up stitches to start another log.
Let me put this here. I'm going to put my hook in my hook binder here. This was also made by Mama C, along with my owl bag, and like I said, she spoils us.
Yes.
Um,
hair in my mouth.
I'm very grateful for the things that she's given us.
Yes.
Very thoughtful. Okay, now my next one, I just
The tag is there, yeah.
go. Okay. My next one is my It's Not Easy Being Green blanket. And this is Talia's migraine blanket. I didn't do too much on this. Just enough to say I worked on it. Probably on podcast. Maybe a little bit. Because I need to focus on this. And if we're watching, not because I have to focus in terms of it's hard.
It's dark.
But it's dark, and also if I'm watching a movie, I might lose count of where I'm at. And I can do that with other projects, but I'm not quite comfortable enough yet with knitting to do that. I do knit when I watch stuff, but I have to be awake. but you can see the difference in stitches here, I think. I can't get up close enough. Can you see that?
I think they can.
Do it this way. Might be better this way. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you had the wrong direction. Okay.
Okay. And this is moving. It does, when I do it, it goes fairly quickly, but it is a small, it's not a small yarn, but knitting just goes slower, which is why I don't do a lot of it. I like to have things done. So this is taking a little while longer than I'd like. I had some vague notion a couple years ago of having this for my parents for their anniversary. Well, that was like 2 or 3 years ago.
That didn't happen.
Yeah, it didn't happen. So if it had been crocheted, I probably would have had it done. But and it's not that this is hard.
Well, you cast it on again too, because you had initially started it as my one design, the Melissa blanket, which has the other kind of color work, mosaic.
Oh, right. That's most of the color. Yeah. I really liked the way that was turning out. It's just I kind of didn't know where I was. And
it was turning out really pretty,
It was
especially
pretty.
since you had it coming in as a kind of gradient.
Yeah, it was beautiful. It was absolutely gorgeous. And I thought long and hard about before taking it out, but I just didn't know where I was at. And I think I made a mistake afterward because I didn't know where I was at. And I was like, okay, just I need to start new. And it's a nice weight. It's not overly heavy. Kind of a nice spring blanket or summer blanket, or if it's raining out.
Right. There's that little bit of...
Yeah. And I'm not really sure where I am on this. I have to check my paper here. It looks like I'm...
If this is my blanket, this isn't one that... This is you just keep going.
Yeah,
you just have the center thing.
Yeah, but I just want to know where I was at. What side I was at. I'm doing the...
Well, you'll be able to tell if you're going at the wrong direction.
I'm doing the right side, so it's all... Yeah.
What I like about this pattern, I say as the designer of this pattern, is that I don't need to mark off the number of rows because I know that I just keep going right side, wrong side until I decide it's done.
It'll be done when it's done.
Because
it'll be finished when it's...
That was kind of the point. I designed it while having a migraine.
Wait, this goes this way, right?
So it was designed in the dark.
It goes this way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. It says I'm on the right side. Let me see.
Yeah, you are on the right side. This is the right side. See?
Yeah. Okay, so
It's just that you're not very far off of the garter stitched bottom.
I know Rena's making another one of these, or just
she's made many of them.
She's made a lot of those.
So.
But I like this. I like this because once I know where I'm at, I can just go. Even if I'm watching, I can even if I'm watching TV, as long as it's not something that requires a lot of attention. If I've seen it, if it's like an old movie that I've seen 50 times already, I can just go and I'll know. Okay, be careful where the markers are and all that kind of stuff. Be careful what side you're on.
Right.
That takes care of that. Oh, it's in my M&M's bag.
And you're using really pretty yarn. Is that Miss Babs?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it Matt?
No, this
is Babs. Okay. Kelpie?
I don't know. Because I don't have that.
Oh, you lost the ball band?
I think the ball band is gone, so I lost it somehow.
Well, I mean, the yarn's been around for a while, so...
Yeah, I don't know. There's all kinds of green in here. One of them might be Kelpie. And I have other green in here that I bought from somewhere else. Oh, it's still Miss Babs. It's just, they're mini. This is their... I think this is their half skein. I can't read this. 200 yards, I think.
Yeah, it's 200 yards. Yeah, it's a mini, so.
Because I think I'm just going to the color ends and then putting
it's not as soft as some of them.
It's the same yarn as the
maybe
other.
Maybe it's just not as. Maybe
I think it's tighter. I think it's tighter.
It might be more tightly wound.
Yeah, I think I'm going from dark to light with this, so I have to look and see. Well, this is pretty dark.
That one's pretty dark.
I don't know what I'm doing with this.
You're just doing it as you feel like.
Yeah, I was doing something, I thought, but I guess not. I guess it's been a while. It's what happens when I kind of get sidetracked, because I started this and then I had a couple of time-sensitive things I had to make. The one for Tony and Kim's wedding, and then for Lisa's blanket and all that, her shawl. So I had a lot of time sensitive, and then by the time I got done with those, it was like, I don't know what I'm doing. You know. That's all I have to say about that.
Okay, so the last one I have to show is I'm in the middle of a row, but that's okay. This is my Log Cabin Love, and this is a 10 hours or less pattern. Our very own George.
Mm-hmm.
He used, I think I said he used a 10.5. I'm using an 8. We're both using worsted yarn, and I'm going past the baby size. I use the math that he provides for us within the pattern to expand this pattern.
He's very, very good in the way he writes his patterns.
He also likes his knitting very, very much looser than I do. Because I don't know how he does worse with 10.5s. I started off...
He might be a tight knitter.
He might be. I'm a pretty tight knitter, though.
I mean, yeah.
Like, I'm not a loose knitter. Although, I mean, I guess he's designed a lot more knit than I have, and I tighten up a lot as a crocheter when I was designing a lot of crochet patterns. I mean, I was already fairly tight, I think. But it could be, like you said, he's tightened up as he's, basically as he designs. The center area, I just used whatever scraps I happen to have. And then as I proceeded, I started finding myself working with Knit Picks, Will the Andes. And then eventually I was like, I'm just going to do Will the Andes. So this is basically a Will the Andes blanket with the center kind of being annoying because it doesn't match the rest of the blanket. But it kind of stands out.
That kind of a blanket doesn't have to work together.
It's one of those things, like, it's just kind of a little bit of a... But one of those things you look at it like, it could have been all Will of the Andes if it weren't for that pesky center.
I could have been a contender. It could have been something awesome. Oh, was it? He says, I was meant to be beautiful. You know what that is?
Is that from I'm seeing her in my head. Chloe for my close-up?
No, that's Age of Ultron.
Oh.
He's talking to Scarlett Johansson. He captured Black Widow, and she's in the jails before they find her. And
okay. I remember now. It's just not one of those parts that...
It's just the quote.
Yeah, well, it's not even like I wouldn't have sat there and been like, oh, that quote from... It's not like it's at a memorable time or anything.
It's just...
It's not even a particularly memorable quote.
It's not. It's just it happened to fit what I was thinking of. And it's just, I could see his face because up like a diva almost. So, but that's all I have to say about this. Oh, that was
me. So, yeah.
Let me just
because there's not a whole lot I can say. I mean, this is a really pretty pattern. Recommend it. It's got...
It always recommends George's patterns.
The hearts that are in there.
George's really patterns are awesome.
And this is also Courthouse Steps, even though he calls it a log cabin.
Okay.
Oh, yes, we did. There you go.
Okay, now, my last one here, is my Scrappy Dappy Doo blanket from, well, there's no pattern, I'm just crocheting. And I'm using double and single crochets and an F hook here. This is various DK weight. This bag was from Rena, I believe. Thank you, Rena. It's so pretty.
I was actually surprised how much I enjoy the clear bag that I do have. Mm-hmm. Mine has a clear front to it, my bunny butt.
Yeah, I was disinclined to like this kind of a bag, but it works really well for the ones, especially scrap blankets. Mm. It's neat to see all the different colors, so I'm enjoying this a lot. And I really appreciate Rena. I'm almost positive Rena gave that to me, so I thank her for that. And I still got a ways to go with this particular yarn. Let me find the yarn itself. This is Sidewalk Chalk by Marigold Jen. It was important to me that I had that in there because Marigold Jen doesn't dye yarn anymore. So, just like I have a bunch of Laura's that's waiting to be added to this blanket.
But that's not for the same reason.
No, but the specialty is because it's special.
Yeah.
There. And I picked up some from a dyer, I think, who was going out of business. I think I picked some up for that reason. I got Chicken Lady Fiber Arts. She's not going out of business. I hope she doesn't. She's really good.
And hopefully you'll actually end up knitting her yarn for yourself for this time.
Yeah. I got 4 yarns from her now. I was telling.
But you've never knit with it. I have.
Yeah. I was telling Talia that I've kind of sloughed off a lot of indie dyers and stuff and stuck, because I have my own yarn. I make my own yarn, but I have a couple that, for whatever reason, I occasionally buy from. Like, well, Miss Babs is when I want a big skein that can be, because she's a little pricey for me now. Not because she isn't worth it, but because it's just a lot of money. I mean, over $50 for a skein of yarn is a lot, even though it is like equivalent of 2.5 skeins.
Right.
But if I can get her half skeins, or I can save and I can get a full one and not have to change as much.
Right.
And then Chicken Lady Fiber Arts and Expression Fiber Arts. Chicken Lady Fiber Yarns, right?
I'm not sure because I only knit with it once and I've never picked it up myself.
And then I have others that I pick up now and then, but mostly I try to stick with kind of the same people, because I know they do well, and I have to put some of my yarn in here too, because I want my yarn in this stuff too. I haven't used a lot of my yarn because I'm so for myself, because I'm so focused on making it available for other people,
right.
Talia or the shop or whatever, that or prizes or whatever, that I forget to use it for myself.
Well, that's where the scrap link will come in handy, because I'm pretty sure you've added it to something when I was handing scraps to you.
Well, I know I added it. I've used yarn in your shawls that was my yarn.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I know. Notice I said I'm sure. I'm pretty sure. But see, this is how this is coming out now. You can see the sidewalk chalk on the top. I don't know which color will be coming next. I probably should get Davina to pick something, but it's a little different than when you do squares, because it's a longer piece of it's a longer piece of material that you get as opposed to the squares.
Right.
You gonna fall asleep?
Nope.
Okay. So that's all I really have to say about this. And we're still working on sidewalk chalk. I don't know exactly which one will be next, but we'll see. And I have this much left of that yarn.
I don't have any more projects to show.
Okay, I don't either. Let me just clip this here.
Do you have any paper crafts?
No.
I don't either.
Okay. I wanted to do paper crafts, and I got kind of sort of ideas. I even put things in the book, in terms of pages, in between the pages, which means my book is getting fat.
That is what happens.
It's getting lots of stuff, but it's not digesting. So, all right, so let me put this away here. Okay, so that leads to what?
So, that ends up leading to shop.
I don't have anything shop. I still have the yarn that I made a while back when I first updated my shop last time. I need to relabel, put the ball bands on it and take pictures, and then I'm hoping, guys, I really apologize, I'm hoping to get some yarn dyed up and put in the shop for Christmas. I don't know. I've been really uninspired, or if I am inspired, I just haven't been able to get it done. So we'll see what happens. I'm hoping to do some yarn in the near future, and I'm hoping to put some in the shop in the nearer future still, because I do have some that just needs to be labeled and photographed.
For me, I'm just waving a bag because this has been the design that I'm working on.
Where's my deer stalker? It better not be on the floor under all those hats.
It is on the floor.
Oh, yeah.
I'll pick it up. I meant to aim at the piano bench and didn't make it.
It's gonna get smushed.
Maryland sheep wool bag.
It's another sturdy bag.
Yeah. But that has a design in it.
Yeah, because the deer stalker hat has a shape.
It actually has less of a shape than like my newsboy one.
Yeah, but it's more delicate. It breaks. Not breaks in quotes.
Well, I think my one I got off Broadway is actually, considering the fact that it was one of those ones that they sell just for tourist things, it's actually pretty well made.
Well, I'm talking. Yeah, I'm talking about the shape, but not exactly like because that's actually. I'm not sure where I got that. I think like somebody gave it to me for Christmas. Maybe you did or something.
I didn't give that to you.
Well, somebody gave it to me. 'Cause
Maybe Dad gave it to you.
or maybe.
Because every once in a while Dad will do something whimsical like that.
Oh yeah, like me opening up, he's making me take this big suitcase on a overnight trip because my grandmother's funeral. I open up this oversized suitcase and there's a big Elmo that's got to be like 4 feet high. You know. 'Cause I don't like to travel by plane. I didn't help that it was in the suitcase, but it was a nice idea. And I have it upstairs still, Elmo. Elmo has new shoes, except that Elmo has no shoes.
There was a story, and of course everyone likes to burst the bubble, but whether or not it was true, there was a story that went across like a meme thing around YouTube community where I guess the person who posted it was saying that when he was a kid, he or she, he heard about how his dad was afraid of flying, so they made this little doll to carry with him when he was scared. And he said years later, like 30, 40 years later, his mom took a picture and Dad's still traveling with that.
That's great.
Yeah,
that's great. Yeah, my husband can be whimsical on times. I mean, I forget where it was that I found it, but I have when I was writing a lot more. And I don't know if he put it in the car or what he did. And I said, go get it from the car, whatever it was. I left something, whatever. And I picked it up. It's this gorilla. And the gorilla has got to be about this. His name is Scribbles, of course.
Where's Scribbles at?
Scribbles is upstairs with Elmo.
Is he? Okay, because he used to live back here.
Scribbles is upstairs with Elmo. And he's about this big. And I love him to pieces. Guys, I'm having my second childhood starting at age 30. I mean,
well, I have
I have all my toys.
My teddy bear upstairs that I probably should reclaim.
Well, I have one from Davina.
Mm-hmm.
Davina, when she was in Germany, well, first of all, my mother-in-law, I think it was my mother-in-law, gave Davina a bear. It's about this big. Okay. And we went to Germany, and we had to get what's called an EFMP transfer back home from Germany, which is Exceptional Family Member Program.
Right.
And so Talia was given a homemade bunny that's this big. And Davina, her preschool teacher, gave her another bear that's almost exactly like the one my mother-in-law gave her. So I have that bear upstairs. She gave it to me because when my husband would go TDY or he had to work nights, Mommy, you need to sleep with this. So that's what I sleep with, or if I'm upset or whatever. That bear is on my dresser. I've got Elmo up there, I've got Scribbles up there, but it's that other bear.
And my bunny ended up family property.
Yeah, it's up on the antique or whatever that thing is.
It's on the floor by the fireplace.
No, that's not yours. That's one I got from
the one that's okay. No, which one's mine?
Yours is an actual stuffed toy. It's sitting up where the silver is, in that.
Oh, okay.
And if you look on the top, the Raggedy Ann, the Raggedy Andy.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I always thought the one over there, the bunny.
No, I actually bid on that.
Oh.
Yeah, no, that's where that came from. So yeah, we like our stuffed toys here. The ladies in this house like the stuffed toys. And you could never tell. The menagerie, at least this menagerie doesn't poop. It doesn't eat us out of house and home. It just,
exactly.
Okay. All right. So
that's that.
Why were we talking about that?
I don't know.
Somebody will tell us. I depend on them to tell us when we forget.
I literally have no idea how we got to that point.
Something about yarn, I'm sure. Oh, I think it was special yards and what we might have used special yarn. I don't remember.
I don't
know. Okay. Stash enhancements?
So I just have the one.
All right, why don't you go? Because I have a few.
So, my phone.
Yeah.
I don't show any book things because my book stuff is on BookTube. But yeah, so mine was not very responsive. It was starting to get frustrating. So I got a replacement phone and watch. I've had mine since about, this was 2018, 2019 when I last picked up a phone and watch combo. So
And I'm hoping I'll be able to show you my phone and watch. It'll be an early birthday Christmas present for me because my Fitbit died, completely died. So I'm moving over to an Apple Watch and an Apple phone. I've always had a Samsung, so we'll see. It's going to be the same phone and watch that she has.
And it'll make it easier for me to get her all set up. If she has issues, I'll have a better idea. Because I hate her Samsung. And I'm the one who has to fiddle with it when it acts up.
Because Daddy doesn't want to.
Yeah.
Because Daddy does have a Samsung.
I think it's part of why he encouraged you to get the app.
Well, he said I could get what I want.
Yeah.
He never quite encourages me to get an Apple anything. So, okay, now I have a few, because I can't remember if I showed you, I apologize in advance if I show you anything twice. Okay, I'm going to show you the books first. These are my Advent and Christmas, okay? I try to do something special for Advent and Christmas every year in terms of devotionals. And this person by Ascension really does a good job. So I have, okay, this one's for Advent. And it's actually, it has something every day. And it encourages you to journal and to think about. And it's got the readings and everything for the day, okay? And then this one is for Christmas. So the time after Advent. And this is the same kind of setup.
I think 12 Days of Christmas.
Yeah. I was very happy to see there was no Visio Divina. Lectio Divina has to do with the word. Visio has to do with pictures. And I can do Visio, but on my own terms. I can't.
And that's the Divina part of Visio and
Lectio.
Lectio. Sorry, my brain's not working. That it just basically think it's meditation.
Meditation, yeah. So that's it. The actual Christmas and Advent season. This says Lectio Divina of the Gospels, and this is for next year. So actually, the liturgical year is slightly different for Catholics than the calendar year. It starts in Advent. So it's 2024 through 2025, but it starts at Advent, which I think is December 1st. So let me see, I'll tell you.
That's our Christmas. I might be wrong. That's our going.
No, it doesn't start Christmas. Advent, the New Year starts the first, December 1st.
Okay.
So, and what it is, this is only the Sunday readings, and you do your reading. It has the reading in here. I can highlight in it, and it has a meditation type of prompts and a place for journaling. And I probably will write in this, because if I like it, I will probably continue to get it, because it's not as expensive as the Every Sacred Sunday, which is wonderful. But this one helps me with actually doing the meditation.
Yeah.
The other one just kind of preparing you for Mass, which is fine. And this is only for Sundays, so I'm not going to be overwhelming myself for all year. So those are the 3 books that I got, and they all start at Advent. Well, except for the one that goes through Christmas time. That's
right.
A different thing. And then I got some. What's this? Oh, I think I showed this last time, but in case I didn't, I got this from Plum Deluxe. It's a powdered chai mix. I've been looking for one that is not dairy, and Plum Deluxe has this one, so I'm going to try it. I haven't tried it yet. And I think I showed it to you before. I think you did. But I haven't had the chance to try it. I might try it in the next few days just to see. And I've got a, what do you call it? Day of Recollection, half-day of Recollection, coming up in December for Advent, and maybe I'll bring that with me instead of the other. I don't know, we'll see. I have to taste this so I know if I want to order more for when I have a retreat. Right. Okay. The other thing I have to show is actually yarn. How about that? Yay. That's why I left it for last. This is Chicken Lady Fiber Arts, and she did something where she's doing it, I think, through the end of December, where she's giving like a percentage, like 5% or something, to something to help the hurricane victims. Right. So I bought some from her. Whoops. She gave me this nice little card, the little chicken on the back. I think she's the sweetest person. She sends everything blessings. So there's this green one here, which I think is absolutely beautiful. I can't tell if you can see the color
Yeah, it's rather dark green because the first time I saw it, I was
kind of a forest, yeah. And then this blue, which
it's kind of green that I knit my Vivian out of.
it's called Thicket. And then this one is called, I'm not sure, Quantum Blue.
Yeah, just Quantum Blue.
Yeah, every time I see her stuff, my eye goes right to this one and then to that one. So this is Quantum Blue. And then this one, which I thought was gorgeous. I'm looking at it right now, it looks almost like a burgundy, but it's a brown. It's called Motorcycle Hippie. I don't know why it's called Motorcycle Hippie. It's a beautiful brown. So these are our special yarns, and I think they're going to go on my blanket along with Laura's and some of the other yarns, because I wanted to get the yarn. I didn't know what I was going to do with it. If I don't know what to do with it, it's going to go on my blanket.
Right.
So, and she sent me this little measuring tape, and a little sticker, the cutest little knitting chicken. I can't say enough about her. She's really very sweet, and she's very personable. I mean, personal note, she's not a huge shop, but she's, yeah. Samaritan's Purse. I didn't read that before. I saw this part, but I didn't see that part. So that's what I have for stack enhancements.
Okay, actually that brings us to the end.
Now, we do have to talk about something here in case people are watching who are Patreons.
Yeah.
Patreon falls on the Friday after Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
And during the Friday after Thanksgiving, your grandparents are here.
Right. So what will probably happen is
What we did this last time.
what we did last time. We push it back a week, which pushes the podcast back a week.
So we'll probably do the first week of December for the Patreon, then we'll do the podcast the second week, and then the last week of December you will have another Patreon. Because
It all depends on where New Year's.
well, Christmas and New Year's fall at the same time, so
Yeah.
same week. I don't know exactly when that is.
Well, it just matters what day,
Yeah, I
where
know.
Friday ends, and
yeah, I know.
I've got my phone here. Calendar. Okay, let's see. So, December. So Friday is the 27th. Oh, good. That doesn't affect anything.
Okay, good.
I mean, I know some people anytime around Christmas will be hard, but it's not the day of Christmas, not the day after, and it's not.
It's not New Year's Eve.
Yeah, because I think that's what happened last time. Is we hit New Year's Eve or the day after New Year's.
Yeah.
Or New Year's itself. It was like right.
So we will be planning to do it on the 27th of December for that one.
Yeah.
So just you'll get notifications.
Yeah.
We just want you to be aware that it'll be slightly changed because of the holidays.
Yeah, I probably need to edit the notifications I have in not PayPal,
Patreon.
in Patreon for this, because I just put in automatically what it normally is, so I'll update that when we get done here. So
Okay. All right. Well, that. Do you have anything else you want to say? I mean, I don't think I have any. We don't have any life stuff, do we?
no, not that I can think of. This month I finally get to call my doctor to try to make an appointment.
Right. And I get to go get some Invisalign braces to see if I can get my job completely realigned. The good thing about that is that I don't have to eat with it.
Yeah.
So I can I do have to wear it all the time except when I'm eating, and I can drink water with it, but not tea. So I'm drinking tea here. I will take it off before when you have it. When I have it, and then I will get up and rinse out my mouth and put it back in and come back to do the podcast, so that you don't have to be grossed out. But other than that, I don't think we have anything except that my parents are coming to spend Thanksgiving with us.
Yeah, I mean, pretty simple.
Oh, we got our ceiling fixed in one day.
Yeah,
two days.
Most people might not know about because it happened over since last month.
Yeah.
Dad's art room got a little bit of a leak.
Yeah, it was some kind of lack of sealing, not as in the roof, but sealing as in being sealed.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've been pretty quiet, thank God. We like quiet.
Yeah,
So,
and I can hear Davina starting to prep food, and you might actually get a chance to eat with her. So
we want to thank all the people who who commented. I think we hit everybody. Looney Hiker, Meditative Crafter, Wendy, who is MacGyver, Christina, Cynthia Polak,
Oh, that's pretty.
Brittany, and Rena. I don't like to say last names, so I if I didn't have your whole screen name, that's why. But we are very glad that you commented. We are very glad. If I missed anybody, we're always glad to have you comment as well, even if I didn't get to it. And do please keep commenting. Please put your suggestions down for the year long, knowing that it will be discussed and maybe altered, or maybe not necessarily used, but saved for another time or whatever. We always appreciate your input. Okay.
Yes.
So, all right. So that takes care of all that. We hope to see you here again next month. We wish you a blessed and wonderful Thanksgiving and all the weeks leading up to it. Have a wonderful month of knitting, crocheting, paper crafting, whatever it is that makes you happy. And we hope to see you here next month for the Fun in the Woman Cave.
And we'll see Patreons the first
Monday, first Friday of December.
Yeah, first Friday of December, because we're not doing
Father.
Well, it's one of those things where he ends up scooching down. Everything ends up scooching.
Yes. So this is the Pinnacle Needles Podcast, episode 611, and that's a wrap.
Bye.
God bless. Bye. We actually got the clapper this time.